But there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
Classic Elon Musk, right? Who doesn't know about this guy? The tech giant is one of the most influential figures in the world, and for a lot of good reasons, including his freestyle bashing of those who get under his skin by asking him irrelevant and cynical questions.
Ban for things like hate speech. Do you think you prioritize freedom of speech over misinformation and hate speech?
Well, you know, who's to say that something is misinformation? Who's the arbiter of that? Is it the BBC?
You're literally asking me.
Yes.
Exactly. How can someone dictate to him or anyone else about the individual right to freedom of speech? More importantly, how does the media get to decide what Elon Musk should or shouldn't say on his own property when they're bashing him day and night on the same platform, firing up the people against him?
Yes, I'm saying who is to say that one person's misinformation is another person's information? The point at which you said that there is this is misinformation, like who is going to decide that?
You accept that misinformation can be dangerous, that it can cause real-world harms, that it can potentially cause...
Yes, and the point I'm trying to make is that the BBC itself has, at times, published things that are false. Do you agree that that has occurred?
I'm quite sure the BBC have said things before that turn out to not be true.
Right.
In its, whatever it is, 100-year history, I'm quite sure.
Yes. Even if you aspire to be accurate, there are times when it will...
Across from and manages to render them totally speechless. He's been a target for the woke culture's banner holders for being too critical of the woke ideologies, and the cultural differences rampant due to this new abomination inflicted upon the world.
We've spoken to people very recently who were involved in moderation, and they just say there's not enough people to police this stuff, particularly around hate speech in the company.
What hate speech are you talking about? I mean, you use Twitter,
right?
Do you see a rise in hate speech?
I mean,
just a personal anecdote. Like, what do you? I don't.
What a brilliant move Musk just played on the interviewer. How can a person judge or criticize another person based on his personal view only and expect the rest of the people to do the same as well?
Personally, for you, I would see I get more of that kind of content, yeah, personally. But I'm not going to talk to the rest of for the rest of Twitter.
So you see more hate speech personally?
I would say I would see more hateful content in that.
Content you don't like or hateful? What do you mean to describe a hateful thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know, just content that will solicit a reaction, something that may include something that is slightly racist or slightly sexist, those kinds of things.
So you think if something is slightly sexist, it should be banned?
No.
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying anything. I'm
just curious. I'm trying to understand what you mean by hateful content.
Does this norm and the grounds for banning or normalizing something really work on the conditions that everyone finds acceptable? The woke culture is hell-bent on bringing down people like Elon, who tend to go against their illogical wishes to conduct their lives according to the woke ideologies. But all Musk offers these people in return is a blunt and savage thrashing that puts them instantly in their place. Elon Musk has the ability to shut down his critics with common sense and logic, which is truly fascinating considering the grounds on which they wish to trap the tech mogul are very diverse. What exactly is wrong with these people? Do they think they can bring Musk to the ground with this line of questioning? Well, they've got another reality check coming their way. In case you're wondering what Elon Musk has to say when the woke media want to strong-arm him into admitting that his tweets are a defiance of freedom of speech, listen yourself. What an amazing stand he's taken against the woke culture. All the woke culture has offered in the past few years is a chaotic rupture whenever someone challenges or exposes their ideologies. They used their twisted conspiracy theories to prove that the person expressing his opinions was not right. But this certainly isn't the case here, as Elon Musk has simply used his freedom of expression to channel his thoughts on his account. That account is a basic medium for expressing what he thinks, just like the people who are attacking him.
But there's a public perception that that was part of a apology tour, if you will. That this had been said online. There was all of the criticism. There was advertisers leaving. We talked to Bob Iger today.
I hope they stop.
You hope?
Don't advertise.
You don't want them to advertise?
No.
What do you mean?
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money, go yourself.
But
go yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is. Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
This is the reality of every interview he's been to. The interviewer, who usually throws the most deadly questions his way, sits around trying to corner him into their trap. But Musk being Musk, he just bulldozes right out of that barrage of controversial questions, torching these interviewers straight away. It's this kind of unexpected reply that leaves these left-wing interviewers speechless, along with the whole woke mafia that resents him for being him. This kind of hatred is what led them to boycott X, especially after Musk bashed the left wing for their hypocritical attitude toward American heritage.
how do you think then about the economics of X? If part of the underlying model, at least today, and maybe it needs to shift, maybe the answer is it needs to shift away from advertising. If you believe that this is the one part of your business where you will be beholden to those who have this view, what do you do?
F-Y.
I understand that, but there's a reality too, right?
Yes. No.
I mean, Linda
no,
Yaccarino's right here, and she's got to sell advertising.
Absolutely. So, totally. No. Actually, what this advertising boycott is going to do, it's going to kill the company.
And do you think that
and the whole world will know that those advertisers killed the company, and we will document it in great detail.
No wonder Musk is swiftly climbing up the stairs of success. With this attitude, he could very well become the most prominent figure among the people because he speaks what is right, even if it comes at the cost of losing some clients or companies from his side. Otherwise, if he cared for what his allies thought of everything he said before he said it, then he would have become a puppet of the woke masterminds already ruling over these other influencers. Still, it's his resilience to being this focal person of a bogus, alienated culture that sets him against these changes to tradition.